Well, I'm doing meat-free again today. So this is a meat-free Moroccan-style stew. And it's going to have chickpeas. I've got frozen artichoke hearts, onion, uh, zucchini or courgette, depending on where you come from, eggplant or aubergine, depending on where you come from, cabbage or cabbage, depending on where you come from, really nice olives, tomatoes, and then the key things to make this taste like Morocco: preserved lemons, and I preserved these myself. They were unwaxed from a friend's tree. They're just in the jar with a whole bunch of salt, and leave them in the fridge, and they eventually just go soft and really, really citrusy, almost candied flavored. And then ras el hanout, a spice mix that's Moroccan. Apparently it changes as you go all over, around Morocco, but this is the only one I can find, and I like it. So I'll show you how it goes as I put it together in the frying pan. There is my pan with a little bit of olive oil in it. Onions are going in. It's already heated. If you're not using oil, because some plant-based diets don't use any processed oil, you just don't put the oil in. You know how to saute onions just with water in a dry pan. That'll work too. But I'm using the oil, and normally I would put green pepper in here, and I didn't have any, so I think once these soften down, I'm going to put in some roasted red peppers that I have, and some roasted garlic that I just had from grilling it the other day. So you don't need those, but I'm going to add them because it'll taste good. So you can see how those have just started to turn translucent, and I'm going to add this. Really, this roasted red peppers from a can. Like I said, I roasted, really loud probably, I roasted a garlic, just put it on the grill last time I was grilling, and so you got all of that, and you literally just can squeeze it out into the pan. Give that a stir to get it all around. Crush those garlic cloves down so you don't get big chunks. It doesn't really matter though, because the chunks are really sweet because they're roasted, and they'll cook away. And I'm adding that can of tomatoes. You want to let the tomatoes cook as well, so you just don't have raw tomato or raw canned tomato flavor. So I'm going to cook that down, and then we'll start adding everything else. Moroccan stuff goes in. That is the lemon, the preserved lemon, and it's basically 2 pieces about that size. You don't need much because it's salty and it's really strong. We're also going to put in the spice mix, the ras el hanout, and I'm probably putting 2 tablespoons, maybe a little bit more than that in there. I may add more too if I think it needs it. And then we're going to take these olives, I'm going to pit them and drop those in, and I'll probably put 12 to 15 in there. And I'll come back when that's done. The spices are in, the lemon's in. Just going to stir that around. I'm going to add about, I guess this is 1.5 cups, maybe almost 2 cups of vegetable stock. And to the vegetable stock, I'm going to put in the eggplant and the cabbage. And then I'm going to bring it to a simmer and put a lid on it just to let that steam away until everything goes nice and soft. There's my cabbage, there's my eggplant. I'll get it somewhat stirred in so it's got the flavors going into it. That'll have a lid on it, and it will steam for a little bit. Alright, that is lid on. Been bubbling away, things are softening up, and I'm going to add my artichokes. Those are frozen artichoke hearts. Stir them in a little bit. Put my lid back on. That's been going for about 15 minutes, and I've found if I put the artichokes in right away, they just turn to mush. They cook too fast. So that's about the right timing for the artichokes. Lid back on, and we'll let it keep cooking away. There it is. That's been about half an hour total. And at this point, there's still lots of liquid in there. I'm going to put in the zucchini, chopped up into little pieces. I'm going to put in the chickpeas. Give it a stir, and I'm not going to put the lid back on because at this point I want all that liquid to reduce. Get it all covered. And I'm going to let that cook down until the zucchini you can just stick a fork in them. So I pulled this out a couple seconds ago so it didn't burn myself, but I think I've got it done. Put it on the bread. Put it on bread, put it on rice, put it on couscous. My mouth's full, but that's amazing.